Take a moment to look at your life. There's a guitar in the corner, slightly out of tune, that you once promised yourself you'd learn. A half-finished website buried somewhere on your laptop, started with excitement and abandoned with guilt. Baking tools, art supplies, workout plans, meditation apps, each one a version of you that almost became something. And every time you notice them, a familiar feeling shows up. Not laziness, not lack of intelligence, but a quiet, persistent shame. The feeling that you should have picked one thing by now, that everyone else seems to be moving forward while you're still circling, that maybe there's something wrong with you. Society has a word for this type of person: dilettante, unfocused, undisciplined, non-committal. But what if that label is inaccurate? What if the very pattern you're trying to correct is actually the pattern that's been protecting you? You were raised on a simple idea: choose a lane, go deep, stick with it long enough, and success will follow. This belief shaped an entire century. Factories, careers, education systems, all designed for specialists. People who dig one hole a mile deep. And it worked. For a while. But the world you live in now is not that world. Psychologists describe two types of environments. Kind environments where the rules are stable and feedback is clear. And wicked environments where the rules change constantly, and yesterday's expertise becomes tomorrow's liability. You don't live in a kind environment. Your nervous system knows this even if no one ever explained it to you. That's why your interests keep shifting. That's why you can't stay in one box. That's why you move from technology to fitness, from philosophy to business, from art to self-development. This isn't chaos. It's adaptation. To an outsider, your life looks inconsistent. But internally, something very specific is happening. You are collecting patterns. You are gathering perspectives. You are building a mental map across unrelated domains. Psychology calls this far transfer, the ability to take insight from one field and apply it to another, seemingly unrelated one. Specialists rely on near transfer. They solve familiar problems using familiar tools. But innovation rarely comes from familiarity. It comes from synthesis. A former musician becomes a software engineer and brings rhythm into logic. A yoga practitioner enters leadership and understands balance where others see control. A curious generalist sees systems, not silos. Your value was never meant to be measured by how deep you go in one narrow direction. It was meant to be measured by how well you connect what others keep separate. You've probably been told to become T-shaped, broad knowledge with one area of deep expertise. But that model doesn't fully describe you. You're M-shaped, multiple pillars of depth, built at different times, connected by curiosity. And this is where the anxiety begins. Because you try to build every pillar at once. You attempt to become everything simultaneously, and eventually you burn out. The people who thrive with this kind of mind learn something most never do. They live in seasons. One season is for learning. Another is for earning. Another is for creating. Another is for integrating. Nothing is abandoned. Nothing is wasted. Each chapter is simply completed before the next begins. Your unfinished projects aren't failures. They're paused constructions. There's one more truth that makes this way of being not just valid, but resilient. In nature, redundancy is not inefficiency. It's survival. Systems with backups endure change. Systems with only one function collapse when that function disappears. If you are only one thing, you are fragile. If you are many things, you are adaptable. Your varied interests are not distractions. They are insurance. They ensure that no matter how the economy shifts, how technology evolves, or how careers dissolve, you have a way forward. So stop apologizing for the graveyard of hobbies. Those weren't mistakes. They were semesters in an education you designed for yourself. You were never meant to be easily categorized. You were meant to be a bridge between ideas, disciplines, and ways of seeing. And if this finally gave language to something you've always felt but never articulated, then know this: you're not behind. You're not broken. You're preparing. And you always have been. So maybe it's time to stop being so hard on yourself. Those unfinished projects, they weren't proof that you failed. They were proof that you explored. You didn't waste your time. You just didn't follow a straight line. And that's okay. You were never meant to fit neatly into one label, one role, one box. Some people are builders of depth. Others are builders of bridges. You connect things. You see patterns where others see chaos. And if this finally gave words to something you've always felt, but never quite knew how to explain, you can say it in the comments. Even one line is enough. And if you want to stay around for more conversations like this, you're welcome to subscribe. Just know this: you're not behind. You're not broken. You're still becoming. And you always have been.